Certainty is a rare and fickle guess in the theater of boxing. You might know it's coming, but the harder truth is, can you stop it? Subriel Matias has fought the same way since he first stepped between the ropes. Compelled by the raging demon within, he's driven by a singular purpose: to advance and never retreat. For Matias, even a single step back is a betrayal of his very principles. His philosophy is simple. Violent aggression is what crowned him his first world title, and it's violent aggression that's going to crown him again. After all, why change what's already yielded the sweetest fruits? If it worked once, it could work again. If there were ever an antidote to chaos in a ring, Puello's style would be it. He entered the fight the undefeated WBC lightweight world champion, a classic southpaw outboxer, tall, rangy, and slick, with a strong emphasis on movement, distance, and technical boxing. Puello is a true technician, always prepared to go the full 12 rounds. His disciplined, patient approach and exceptional ring generalship make him the perfect foil for taming aggressive brawlers and less refined opponents alike. It didn't take Nostradamus to know who'd be the Bull and who'd be the Matador in this matchup. In this high-pressure cooker, the first key battle was in the footing, specifically where and how each fighter plants the feet. Matias constantly pressing forward, while Puello backpedaled. In this type of fight, gaining the advantage often comes down to who sets the feet first. Amid constant movement, the fighter who establishes the stance first secures position and creates a significant edge. This positioning not only determines who strikes first, but also who holds the upper hand in both offense and defense throughout any engagement. Behind Puello's movement, holding distance also hinged on his ability to clog the attacking lane. Matias doesn't fight at angles, but instead walks straight in, making it easier to time. Puello would backstep and shoot his punches straight down the middle, holding Matias just long enough before he got back on his bike. As straightforward as this sounded, there are subtleties that many overlook that make a big difference in one's effectiveness. Fire off too soon, and there isn't enough power behind the punches to tame the bull. Fire off too late, and the bull's horns are already locked in.
Liam Paro, can he apply? Couple seconds left here in the second round, a close one, but
it's a delicate dance of timing and split decision making under the smoking barrel. You have to know when to strike, when to defend, and when to set your pride aside and tie up. There are subtle nuances that many overlook, which can significantly impact a boxer's effectiveness. Chief among them is power. Power serves as the foundation upon which all outcomes rest. It is the force required to hold a moving train in its tracks. Unfortunate for Puello, this was no ordinary train. It was a perpetually moving freight train that absorbed every strike without a dent.
The way Puello fights, his three biggest fights.
Much better performance so far from Matias than he did against Paro.
I think that right hand is going to be... Yeah, great call, Sergio. You see Puello keeps leaning his head to the left.
Absolutely.
Continuous movement was inevitable. There could be no pauses. For Puello, every second his feet were in motion was a second in danger. These were the moments Matias shined, standing his ground and firing off his cannons.
With everything he's got in these punches like that.
Puello uncorking him now as Matias is coming in with his head leaning over.
Matias, great body work, especially over those last couple of rounds. I think Alberto Puello
has breaking down Puello already. I can already see Puello.
That's going to drain him a little bit as well.
No, here's the thing, Todd. He's putting a lot behind those punches, but he's catching gloves.
The antidote to Puello's lack of power was timing. But this timing was delicate, especially in a high-octane fight. With Matias mirroring his every move, Puello couldn't afford to linger around after throwing his shots. He had to defend right after. Puello's timing was catching Matias entering range. openings between Matias' combinations. But this was also risky. Matias would take Puello's shots and immediately fire back, forcing Puello to limit himself to single punches in those moments.
Fight him against, because neither of them are trying to control the action with the jab. You know, both of them having their moments.
If Puello threw too many punches in his combinations, he risked getting drawn into exchanges that heavily favored the puncher. So Puello's strategy was simple but demanding: land clean shots, defend, and exit without hesitation.
The inside, whether if it was a punch or a headbutt.
Yeah, Todd, they were closing in on a deal. Everything was pretty much set for March, like you said.
This created a tense cat and mouse dynamic, turning a fight into a battle of split-second decisions, each man trying to impose his rhythm on the other.
And Serrano was getting a lot of rah-rah stuff in her corner. You're doing great, you're winning, and in the end, count. When Matias rips a little left hand into flurry to the body.
Matias brought a unique style to the ring. He wasn't your typical pressure power puncher. Instead of relying on single explosive punches, it was his relentless volume that wore opponents down. His punches landed with heavy, thudding force, but he didn't waste time loading up. He sacrificed leverage for speed, firing rapid combinations that kept Puello under constant pressure.
We're in the 8th round here in New York.
No, that fight against Gabriel Boyas Valenzuela.
While most power punchers pull the shoulder back to maximize rotation and generate force, Matias did the opposite. He shot his punches straight from his stance, focusing on punching through the target at the moment of impact. While many called his arm punches, Matias had natural power that offset the power difference. This technique allowed him to maintain balance and avoid overcommitting even if he missed. Matias always worked his way into range behind an active jab before unloading his power at mid to close range. This approach minimized the risk of being countered due to overcommitting and missing entirely, making it difficult for Puello to fully pull out of range with the ropes on his back, even taking damage to his body and guard while making his lateral exits. In the end, it was this combination of ruthless aggression, close positioning, and unconventional punching mechanics that set Matias apart and battered Puello every second he stayed rooted in place.
That uppercut really was one of the difference-making shots.
At least is offense. And here comes more of it.
Both of them have very heavy legs, but I still like the pounce in Alberto Puello's legs a little bit.
This bout was competitive from start to finish, with both fighters engaging in every round. Puello fought to maintain distance and control the ring, while Matias consistently pressed forward, looking to close the gap. In such a closely contested fight, determining a clear favorite is difficult. So let's examine the copybox statistics for additional insight. Matias, the aggressor, threw a total of 766 punches and landed 255. Puello responded to the pressure, threw 735 punches and landed 267, 12 more than Matias. In the jab department, Puello landed Matias 62 to 45. However, Matias dominated in power punches, throwing 565 and landing 210 compared to Puello's 470 thrown and 205 landed. This means Matias outthrew Puello by 94 power punches and outlanded him by 5 in that category. When a fight is this close, it's never fair to call a decision a robbery. The outcome often depends on what you value more: the aggressor who drives the action and takes more risks, or the technician who relies on movement and skill. Do you reward the fighter imposing a pace while never deterred from the lane of punches, or the boxing lane of cleaner punches, even though they seem less effective and tie up more frequently? Boxing doesn't offer a definitive answer on what judges should prioritize, and compelling arguments exist for both sides. Personally, in a fight this close, I tend to favor the aggressor, especially if he takes more risks and isn't significantly outlanded. This approach encourages action and prevents bouts from devolving into low-output affairs that frustrate fans. Again, with such tight margins, the fight could have gone either way, but as always, A close fight should not be mistaken for a robbery.
Throwback fighter is Alberto Puello. I'm really impressed watching him fight.
Enough. Every punch matters now between Alberto Puello and Subriel Matias.